Hello everybody, welcome to the channel. My name is Clint and I'm going to do something just a little bit different. And I guess the story behind this is I bought this car probably 12 years ago and just bought it because I thought it looked really cool. It's a very small car. I don't know, I just like the look of it from the minute I seen it. So I've had it in my possession, moved it around to a couple of different places, but now I am at the point where I can finally work on it. I have a shop big enough to store all my stuff and yet enough room for a car to come in and have a little winter project for the next winter or two or three. So this car is a 1977 Toyota Celica. It's a GT liftback. These cars were only made for about 2 years with the liftback, 1976 and 77. Came with a 20R 4-cylinder, 2.2 liter. This one is definitely missing some pieces. There's a whole nother story to that I might get into at a different episode or different video, I guess. And in order to find the missing parts and pieces, it was just easier to find a whole nother used motor. This motor here came out of a 1981 Toyota pickup. Everything is the exact same. They have the same engine block, head. It's all electronic components, which is not very much. In most of their late 70s, early 80s cars, pickups. So it should be a fairly easy swap from one to the other. See, the interior has already been stripped out of this car. Aside from the dash and the steering wheel that is still the original. I do have another seat. It's up there in the corner, along with a piece of the front cowling. When I bought the car, the interior was already stripped out of it, so I do have a few tubs and bins and boxes full of parts that came with the car. Most of it is engine parts. Some wiring harnesses, some random odds and ends. Yeah, this is going to be my project, and I'm going to film it and post the videos on my channel, so just something different than what I do for work to earn money. My plan for this winter is to remove this engine, and I'll pull the transmission at the same time. But rather than getting in over my head and doing all the body work and usually a full restoration on the exterior, I'm going to concentrate on getting this engine bay all cleaned up, repainted, new wiring grommets through the firewall, new electrical fittings, heat shrink, just kind of make it all nice, look good, tidy everything up, clean everything up, and then get this motor put back in with the transmission that is currently in there, just because this transmission came out of a 4-wheel drive pickup. I'd like to get it drivable by next spring, summer. It is early September right now when I'm beginning this project, so I've got a few months during the cold weather where just got nothing better to do, but might as well work in a warm shop and wrench on a vehicle for a little bit. Thinking maybe next winter, if all goes well, then I will tackle taking on the body work and getting the outside looking much better than it is right now. I'd say compared to most old cars that are just about 40-50 years old, there isn't a crazy amount of rust and decay on it. Definitely some at the bottom of the doors, around the fender wells, which is expected. Interior looks quite good yet, but it's the passenger side that there's a little air conditioning, some speed holes. Bottom of the door, and definitely this lower rocker panel on this side is in need of some work for sure. It has not gone through the floor yet that I can see, but I'm sure it's not far from it unless I take care of it here in the very near future. But for today, I am going to start taking apart all of this in the front, the headlight housings, this front chin spoiler, for lack of a better term. Start getting some of the wiring pulled back out of it, just so I have easier access to get into the engine bay once the engine is out. I'm going to get it lifted up, put on some jack stands, start taking apart the front suspension. I do have new shocks to go in these coilovers. Yeah, I'm going to start tearing into this thing. I don't know how much or how often I'm going to be able to work on it. It might be an hour or two here and there, but I'm just going to plug away, and our goal is to get it done and drivable and roadworthy in the next few months. But hope you guys will come along for the journey. I am a tire guy, I'm not a mechanic, so there's going to be a lot of trial and error, and I'm sure a few YouTube videos to help me out along the way. I'll get everything set up and then we'll get going. All right, one piece off. Now this and headlight bezel. Pretty sure I have a second one. We'll find out down the road. Two quick connections and let's pull this thing apart. And the other side out. Bet you those bulbs still work. I don't know how old they are, but one's a fairly new halogen. Reassess and see what step should be next. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take apart the hood latch here, get those out of the way. And what else does it attach to? Let's see here. One side. This side over here taken care of. What's up, Doug? You're okay. Other than the one cross member that runs across here, it's pretty much stripped right down. Which I'm not sure I want to take that out yet, just in case the front end opens up. I think I'll do that once I got some jack stands under, which will be the next step. I'll lift it up on 4 jack stands. Wheels are hanging off the ground. Back end is hanging off the ground. I'm going to have to lay under this to get at the transmission mounts, to get all those undone, which are just behind the jack stands and under. So now that I got it like this, I don't know. I can probably start taking, I'll take the wheels off. Then I can see for my brake lines to go through that fender well. And on this side, I'd like to take those out so I can clean up and paint around them. That will probably, take the tires off and then assess what's on the other side of that. And probably take off this front cross member. And start taking some of this stuff off and getting this engine bay cleaned right up so I can pull that motor and transmission out. So for some of this will just turn into some time lapse, but I'll try and film as much as I can and then edit to keep these videos fairly short. Okay, wheels are off. Now I see the brake lines are easy to fish out of there. They aren't tied into anything at the moment, so I'm gonna get in here and start taking stuff like this out. That piece up at the top over there. Try and get some of these electrical harness pulled out of the way and stuff down below for now, just so I can get a better view of everything. So set you up, and I'm going to start in this corner over here. There, okay, so oh, too big. Well, I was hoping this wiring harness would split somewhere in here, but it doesn't. So that one needs to go down under here. Out of the way. Fortunately, I think that runs up and comes in behind over here. All right, well, put this on pause for a second, reassess here, and start again. All right, let's try this one. Disconnect it. Windshield wiper motor. Ouch. Alright, that chunk of wiring out of the way. Alright, see what's next.